my dear ones. This is a timeless, near personal love and spirituality reading for whomever is guided to watch it, with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. This reading in particular is sponsored by Myra, Veronica and Åsa. If you also want to support my channel like they did, you can follow the donation link in the description box of this video. Take note that the reading can be in the reversed for some of you, and if you need more information or help after you have listened to this reading, you can turn to the love readings for Taurus season that is up, or you can check out the pick a card and near personal reading on the first page of my channel. Click the headline of each playlist to see all the videos that the playlist contains. And I will start shuffling your cards, and I use the PAGAN LENORMAND Oracle cards by Gina M. Pace and artwork by Franco Rivoli. And opening here, we see this little child with the flowers, and it feels like a situation where you might have been a little bit naive, but also very excited to what life had to offer. Okay. So, I call the divine with love and light. And here we have the ring with the flowers. So, very excited about what the life had to offer. You probably wanted a committed love relationship with someone, and you were very enthusiastic about this. And it was almost like you were courting someone here and trying to maybe make them put a ring on you. Okay. So, I called the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world. And here we have the key and the ring. So, this was the key to the whole thing. Because if the person would give you the ring, they would also commit to you. And some kind of childhood dream would be fulfilled. And this dream seems to be key. It's key probably for your spiritual growth, that you want this and that you're trying to get this. So this will put you in loads of trouble that will make you grow tremendously. Okay. So 6 elements, earth, wind, fire, water, spirit and ether, to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading. Well, I don't think the other person did have the same idea here. Okay, it was a storm brewing and a person that you actually couldn't trust. So it's like this little girl giving the flowers and hoping for a ring from a person that's a real snake or a disaster waiting to happen. So I want my dear ones to have love in their life and find themselves in loving relationships. I also want you to have creative success and to be able to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. So, just tuning in here for a few seconds. Here we have the tree. So this is something you have been working on for a very long time, is what I'm feeling. And you're not the only one working on this. And it's the spiritual sadhana of the Western population, or the whole population over the world, probably. But before, maybe there was other things that made people in the Eastern countries grow. They were more spiritual overall, is what I'm feeling. But okay, so it's definitely something that you have worked on as a soul for a longer period of time. So it's the key here to some kind of spiritual development for you, for human beings, and for the partner that you're trying to, it's like you're the snake charmer. Okay, and here we have the fish. So the fish is a very lucky symbol, so we have a lot of hopes with this fish. So it's like you're fishing for snakes. Okay. So I'll just put out the cards. This is the foundation to the situation. I learned this yesterday was answering a comment, and it just came to me because I didn't know what the spread was about. It's a new spread that just came to me. Of course, I have laid out the cards like this many times before, but this time I felt it has another meaning. And the whole bottom row here is the past, and this is the now. This situation is the key to this whole situation, and this is the future, and this is the outcome card or the solution card, and there's a lot of other aspects to this reading as well. Here you will find the key solution, and this is not just the now, it's other deeper things, but I haven't figured it all out. I just know it subconsciously, but I don't know it in my mind. If you ask questions, maybe I will know. So I will start with the situation here. And the situation is this. It's not to be just this little naive, innocent person like from this movie. I'm just a girl or a boy asking a boy or a girl to love me. So this was what you did, but with a little naive person there, but this is what it has come to, okay? So it has awoken something within you that is actually ready to defend yourself and to honor you. And it's the dog, so it's about loyalty. So I feel it's about having your own back. So if no one else are wanting to be your hero, you just found snakes out in the world, you need to become your own hero. And this is a very important key part to your spiritual growth and to human evolution at this point of time in this modern world here. So it's basically about being loyal towards yourself and loyal towards the people that deserves it. But still, this dream is your dream, and it's going to trigger more and more development. So it's not to say that you're not supposed to be in love with a snake. It's fine if you are in love with a snake. You don't have to change that. Just add this, a lot of self-respect, loyalty, and loyalty that you show towards people that deserves it. Sometimes dogs, probably also wolves, can show a lot of loyalty also to people that doesn't deserve it. But I think I feel like this is more the wolf spirit, and that there's a sense of law and order here, okay? And it's almost like click training a dog, to give it a lot of praise when it does the right thing, and it kind of ignore it when it doesn't do the right thing. So it might be the dog click training the snake in this case, okay? So, and here we have this, and it's a rather cutting spiral. It's things that's happening in the past and has happened over and over again, but it has a very determined purpose. So it's not here just to cut you by the knees, but it's actually what's happening. It's almost like this throwing star. You throw it and it will cut everyone by the knees, but it's not so they will stay on their knees. It's actually so they will rise again, even stronger than they were before. So this little innocent dream that, oh, I'll find a partner that will love me forever, has thrown you into almost like a full-blood war. But it's not really a war, it's just a challenge to make you grow. So the other person isn't your opposite really, they are just your challenge. And we can be very grateful for them to come down as a snake and give you this challenge so that you could grow. But I think here we are very focused on our task and might not feel enough room to be really grateful. It's more like jumping through fiery rings and trying to, not get too burned in this situation. So I'm almost feeling like I'm in a Harrison Ford movie with Indiana Jones, and there's a lot of traps everywhere, and I need to be very aware and skilled and awake to kind of duck when the stone is coming, jump when this is cutting my wanting to cut my ankle, and be calm, truthful, and loyal to oneself during this, because adrenaline and stress will make you do a lot of mistakes. So it's like the canine have a lot of instincts and can feel the smell of something coming or being here or has been here. So I'm thinking it's almost like you being this adventure hero here, and you just wanted, someone to put this ring on your finger, or someone to put the ring on the finger too, and this was what you got. Okay. Yeah, okay, so we are all alike underneath the stars in the end. The end that I'm seeing here is that you are going to forgive your snake, and there's going to be a very beautiful solution to this one day. And I think also when they are a snake, you still have this connection. It's almost like there's times of peace where you could lie with them and, watch the stars. There were times when they weren't betraying you, or weren't playing with your feelings, or playing with your heart, or promising things that they knew you wanted them, but they never intended to give it to you. But there was moments when you were totally the same, and it's going to be moments in the future when this will happen too. I can't say if it's in this lifetime or it's just a promise that we're all alike underneath the stars. So you don't have to put a lot of energy into hating the other person. You can put energy to figure them out a little bit, to understand what makes them tick, because awareness, being this person or this wolf, being very aware of their surrounding and what they are dealing with, is kind of crucial to have this kind of wisdom. So I'm not saying that you need to, study psychology, but you can see certain patterns in their behavior. So eventually you will be able to kind of figure them out. Okay. So, and then we have here the lilies. So this is a promise. It's a rather beautiful promise. I'm almost feeling like a little bit in tears here. So I think this is a promise made, a very ancient promise being made. So even if you feel no loyalty from this character of today, there's a big loyalty underneath it all, because they came here and you put them here. It's like they are your guardians, so they are put in different places in your timeline that actually goes like a circle like this. And you put them there to awake you. So they might awake you with very brutal methods, but they are loyal to wake you. And you are equally loyal. You're also put in their path to wake up them. So this is a band of brothers and sisters banded together with promises that has been made in ancient times, or before at least you came down here. So this is very crucial. There was a promise made. That's what I'm feeling. And here we have this little child. I'm feeling so sorry for this little child, because it was a shock, I think, to believe that the world is so beautiful. Maybe just, hanging around the parents that was very loving, unconditional, and or being with the angels, being very loving and conditional, being thrown down in an incarnation that wasn't as peaceful and wasn't as pure and honest. It's more contrasts and black and white and good and evil. In this stage, I feel everyone's the same. It's not a difference. And there's no contrast, so you can't really see what you need to work on, because everything feels great. So coming down on earth is almost like a boot camp, where you suddenly can see your shortcomings and the things you need to learn, the things you haven't learned just yet, and the things that puts you into trouble, your patterns. And sometimes we are not born with the patterns of our soul. It can also be the patterns of our ancestors, which came with the tree a little bit. There might be a lot of souls coming down, like the spirit of the wolf here coming down in bodies to do a job that's needed. It's like, okay, we put this soul here in this very troubled ancestral tree to help them and enlighten them and give them a new vibration. So if you have been born under really tough circumstances, that might be the main cause. Not all light workers make it through. They become like criminals even due to their upbringing. But most people can go through a really shitty upbringing and still be very good. And those ones still keeps their light and still do their work on our earth. But it's not to say that these other people doesn't, even if they couldn't keep their conscious level of the love and empathy and see that, okay, so this, what these people are doing here when I'm growing up, it's bullshit and I'm not going to be like them. Some people just got caught up in the drama and thought like, okay, so this is it. This is what's here. And this is what I need to deal with. So I need to become a predator. I need to become a snake to survive in this world. And God gave us snakes like that. And they are here to wake us. And we are here to wake them. So, and it's the contrast. And without them, we would be in heaven. And we are not. So it's up to us to deal with what's here. And yes, and here we have this beautiful love here with wings. And yeah, it hurts. Okay. So I'm feeling again with this naivety and that it's still here. And for the other person, for one hand here, it's all about love and all about, oh, I just want to love this person into health. I just want them to be happy. I just want to give them happiness. And for the other person, it's like, do you think life is that beautiful? Do you think it's that easy? So I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you how it really is. I'm going to wake you. So it's almost like they want to do you a favor by awaken you to that life isn't that good that you are thinking. Life isn't that beautiful. There's no happy endings. So it's almost like this person wants to make you a snake so that you will survive too. So it's a love in a way, but it's not healthy and it's not very positive. But it's really come from a place of love too, and from a place of loyalty and a place of feeling connected with you. But it's very robotic in a way. It's very unemotional. It's almost like a person reacting on a programming instead of being there with their full being. So I feel like the person you're dealing with here has lost a part of their soul and become a little bit heartless, a little bit empty, due to some trauma, but mostly through the promise they made to you. So they went down and they were put here in this maybe a little bit awful circumstances, or just in a body that didn't have conscious level enough to stay awake and stay aware and to not fall and become a snake among others, to just survive. So if everyone were a little bit more resilient and maybe we're a little bit more okay with whatever happens. So if I die, it's not the worst thing that would happen because everyone dies sooner or later. They wouldn't have to become snakes, but it's a survival mechanism, this, that make them cutting and cold and manipulating. And they want you to become the same a little bit because they want you to survive. So that's a little bit caretaking. That's as far as their loyalty stretch as of now. But in the future, there might come other things with this star card here. Okay. Yes, this. So this is the Sun card, and it shows ancient stones being put as a calendar to be able to see our spring equinox, which is Easter, summer equinox, which is midsummer solstice, which we are celebrating very heavily in the northern countries, and the fall equinox, which is it's Halloween or All Saints Day, which we call it in Sweden, and then we have Christmas, which is the midwinter solstice. In Swedish, it's actually Yule, which means wheel, Yule, wheel. It's about the year has gone one full circle. So in the olden days, in these pagan days, the wheel, Yule, was the new year. And the sun in the northern countries, it disappeared for 3 days. Couldn't see the sun. When above the polar circle, it couldn't see the sun for 3 days. So people really prayed, may it come back, or might it have been swallowed by, you know, I don't know, a big wolf or something, and will never come back. So it was a lot of praying and celebrating. And this was the calendar of old that kept everyone knowing what time it was without having to look at an actual calendar or their mobile phone. Before there was time, there was the sun showing us what the time was. You can just put a stick in the ground and it will show you what time it is. You can start to follow this and you will know, okay, so now it's midday. The stick is really long and the sun is very straight. And then you know this is midday. So you can never get lost with this if you have this calendar also out in nature. So there's a plan here. It's a destiny and it's very intelligent and it's figured out. So this is your foundation and it's also the key. It shows that you don't have to worry because everything is kind of figured out. Not everything, because you are here to figure out things too, but the foundation is figured out. You are taken care of. There's a plan. So you can leave a lot of stuff up to the divine and to your peers. You don't have to do it all alone because we are here together, doing this together as a whole, as a group. We are trying to evolve here. And then we have this card. So it's the free will card. It shows that it's kind of a little bit, yes, there's a plan, but there's also up to the free will. So the divine can't promise what this other person will do and if they will make it through to the new sun or not, like to the new, that the sun will come up again for them, or if they will have to live with the old sun. What I'm trying to say here, I think, is that there's a certain time in evolution right now. You can see this. It's like a split here. So some people will go this direction and maybe live among snakes, with being a snake, living among snakes. And maybe other people will live in a more happy place. So you can create paradise on earth here by how you choose with your free will. And it's our want. It's a very loyal promise here. You wanted to have the snake with you on this, to the promised land, we can say. This one going to the steep hills, so that's a little bit more challenging road. And the one that's a little bit more a walk in the park. So it's nothing wrong with choosing the road of the snake. That won't be a walk in the park. It will be more challenging. Because when they have gone full circle with that experience, using their free will to determine their destiny, being very challenged up in the mountains, challenges, steep mountains, challenges equals challenges. They will have learned a lot and we will come together. We will have a chance to come together once more. And when we come together once more, they will have learned even more about their road and we will have learned even more about our road. And that's a chance again to come together. But there's a chance also right now. And it's not easy to get through to the snakes about the story about the heart. And that you don't have to fight for your survival. Your soul is eternal. It will always live. This life, however, will always end. Because that's how it's rigged. It's not, you're not supposed to stay in this video game or boot camp forever. But if you think that this is it's the only thing, you might get caught here in a loop, just rebirth, dying and being born again, as in these snake communities that might be the end road for this, or end destination for some of the people here. And it's not like they are punished. They are actively choosing this. So, because this is how they view the world. So you are a creator with how you view your world. It determines where you will end up. Okay. So I will read a little bit for you, but I will see here. When this card comes up in a reading, very simply, it indicates decisions. Decisions that have to be made, decisions that aren't being made, decisions that have been made already. It points to where there is a fork in the road and what choices might lie on either side of it. The road is a helpful card to use as a significator for reading to determine an either-or solution. Look for what is on either side on the roads card to see what information you need to know about both sides of the decision. Whether this is a positive or negative card completely depends on the situation, but can be best determined by the surrounding. So we can see here the stars and this naive, beautiful little girl, or boy for that matter. So I feel like there's nothing wrong in whatever you are choosing. You can stay with a naive tribe, or you can go on a more adventurous road. We will still all be connected, even if you will feel like there's miles apart between you and your soulmate or your twin flame. If they choose to go down the snake's road, is what I'm feeling here. It's as loyal, it's as great, it has an equal heroic road to take. And it will give us in the end, like group souls, or they give the central sun the information that it wants, because we are here like pioneers or explorers to find our way through the night, and this is what they are doing. So by going this more difficult road, they might actually do us a favor, and we are taking maybe the more, all the road for everyone that so many seekers before us have shown. Buddha, Jesus, Muhammad, all these people, guys, because we are in that kind of masculine age, but in olden days they were most definitely girls, and guys again, and girls, or both. So we just need to understand that this is the road well taken of love, because love is what we know, and love is what the universe is made of. But these people are a little bit more brave, but also a little bit more unaware. And they might subconsciously choose a road that will become very adventurous and very informative. And they will give us a lot of new know-how. But it's a little bit a more unknown road. It's kind of the road to hell, but it will end up in the most beautiful places. But it will be staying here in this rather heavy energies. Well, maybe other people are going more to a loftier road. And we can see the mountains is actually on this side, and the walk in the park on this side. And I still believe that these people will have more a walk in the park. But it can also be seen like this, that to be a lover is more of a challenge. And it's very easy maybe to choose the road of being judgmental, bitter, and watching out for what other people do, being prepared for the next shoe to drop, and being prepared to snap at someone. It might be a little bit easier, a little bit more a walk in the park, but it won't be in the long run, because then we will have to still live in this kind of energy. So there's a choice to be made, and you can't say if the person that you have promised this forever with will choose this road or this road. I'm pretty sure that you will choose this road of love and spiritual growth in the old ways, how we have been taught how to reach awakeness, awareness, and ascension, and to eventually reach nirvana and not having to be born again. But these people here, they will be a pioneer in something that's more the thing that this side wanted to get away from. Buddha saw that life was tormention. These people will continue choosing tormention, and it's their free will, and they can do this, and we can honor them for their choice, because they will come back with a lot of information to us again. And this is almost also like we are meeting again after the crossroad and sharing experiences. So this is what's happening now. But if the person doesn't, you can't make them to join your group, this will happen again, because this wheel is never ending, and the promise still stays that, yeah, we will meet again someday and we will share experiences. So this is happening now, and it might happen again, like, I don't know, but if we are counting with time, it might be like 25 or 26,000 years from now, when we will be in the roughly the same place in the universe again, and we might come together again and share experiences. So this is a very important time and important choices to be made. So choose well, my friends. Okay, so I hope this helped. I want you to take really good care, and yes, you can watch out for my next reading. That will probably be a pick a card reading, and in the end of April I will also come back with the love readings for Gemini season. Okay, take care, bye bye.